Hey guys, how's it going? This is Red and Blue, your channel on YouTube for all things PSG in English. Please subscribe. Yeah, so we've done it. 4-0 InterMiami, done and dusted. Messi, bye-bye. Suarez, bye-bye. Jordi Alba, were you there in the first place? uh, so yeah, clear commanding win from PSG. I think I got a little worried in my previews that I was like too confident about it and that, maybe something unforeseen could happen. But yeah, no, it was pretty clear, I think, from the get-go that we were like way superior to this Inter Miami side. Look, like, I don't want to bring back into question, like, because I do like seriously think like Messi is the GOAT, or like for CR7 fans out there, like one of the GOATs. Not getting into that debate, but like clearly a player to be admired, I guess, for his career. Things didn't work out for him in PSG for a variety of reasons, which I got into in the video I did a couple of days ago. At the way it goes, now I guess it's behind us. Um, and yeah, like, they didn't really have anything to hold us back, especially like when we score at the 6 minute of the game. Like at that point, it was like painfully clear that it was going to be a very, very long afternoon for them. Ultimately, like, I think PSG really like rammed down the pressure in the second half, and really took it easy on them, because 4-0 at halftime could very easily have been a bloodbath if they had like kept up the pressure in the second half. But yeah, like first goal, Joao Neves 6 minutes on like a copycat of the goals that he had scored against Man City. So free kick from Vitinha, and he's left completely alone at the far post. And so he scores a header, which is like, always makes me giggle when you see a player that's, so short, because it's like pretty short scoring headers. But yeah. Second one, great high press from our team. We get the ball back, I think, from Busquets in midfield, which is quite symbolic in itself. Very quick projection. Barcola gets the ball, passes it for Ruiz, who like squares it back to Joao Neves, who just has to push it into an open goal at that point. It's just too fast at this point, like seriously, like, and I think like, the first goal came early, but then like the rest of the first half was very much dominated, but we weren't really scoring either. So there's no real worry. But at some point, I was really thinking like, okay, it'd be nice to score the second goal, so like really like nothing can happen after that. And sure enough, like, I think that's where the difference in physical fitness shows. End of the first half, the Inter Miami players were like literally like completely boiled on the pitch. And so we score 3 goals in quick succession. Second one from Joao Neves. Then third one is an own goal from one of the Inter Miami defenders, who prefers to push the PSG player away instead of focusing on the ball, and so ends up like in a bit of football karma, like scoring an own goal. Just thought it was quite, like, in a way, quite funny. And then the fourth one as well was like from Hakimi. Same thing, like high press, recuperation, like combine, bim bam boom. Jordi Alba on this one, I thought was like, yeah, it's like, my God, you're 150 years old. It's time to like maybe do something else, because this is a bit awkward. Um, and yeah, I mean, that first half was just like, high level PSG, as we've seen before, and hopefully as we'll see again, against a very, very weak opponent, obviously, but really like a PSG side that was intent on getting the job done, getting it done early, getting it done well, which is exactly what they did. There's a lot of intent in that first half. I think all of the team played really well, but obviously Joao Neves with his 2 goals is really a standout. I thought Barcola up front was very interesting in his run, in the way he was pressing the defensive line of Inter Miami, the way he was dribbling and creating things for his partners. Kvara, I thought did quite well. I'd like a little bit more finishing for him and for him to be a bit more clinical. He's definitely creating some chances, which is great, and but at some point I'd love for him because it feels like on a game like this he could easily be scoring 2 goals without really stretching himself. He has a great run at the very beginning of the game where he's just like, it's like a hot knife into butter, like runs into the Inter Miami defense who are completely like defenseless to stop him. And then like he has a few times as well where he gets the ball on his left side and then like goes back to the inside on his right foot and shoots from his right, like tries to cover a shoot into the second post. I think a couple of times it goes wide by like really a matter of inches. It's like, dude, like if you're gonna be doing this play like 2, 3, 4 times in a half, you've got like I don't like. I'm not saying you should score because there's lots of things that are out of your control for this, but at least it should be on target. Like it shouldn't be wide. It should like absolutely be on target. You should like nail down this shot and know exactly like how you need to take it depending on where you are on the pitch. So I guess like obviously fantastic player, and I'm not like not saying anything, but maybe that's a small margin of potential improvement for him. And then the last one up front, Doué was, I thought, interesting, but not as. I mean, he moves a lot, he creates a lot, he dribbles a lot. Some things he fails at, and I guess that's the nature of the beast. But yeah, there was like, I think ultimately, like, there was nothing which, at least from what I remember, like, well, at least like like nothing. He didn't score and he didn't assist. So even if he created stuff, it was more like earlier in the field in the play, and so like. Yeah, there's a statistical element which doesn't play in his favor. But I definitely thought it was a step up versus his game against Botafogo and then against Sounders. Like, I didn't get that same thing of Doué trying to play for the camera or like trying to like do things that are impressive more than practical. Let me know what you think on that, but I definitely thought that was better. In midfield, like I said, Joao Neves man of the match, Vitinha, like yeah, like two things that Messi thought he wasn't good enough to play in PSG. Like, yeah, I'm sorry, like yeah, you got proven wrong tonight. Like really, really, really proven wrong. Impressive to me after such a long season. He's still like running the midfield and bossing the midfield in a way which is like to me really beautiful to see. Fabian Ruiz had a good game as well in his usual Fabian Ruiz side of like being a bit everywhere, but at the same time, like, yeah, nothing really like super flashy or anything. He has a goal which is disallowed for a offside, which is completely fair, and he's got a couple of projections which really could have ended in a goal for him. And he's also like very very precious in midfield in creating space, breaking the opponents like any chances of counter attack, pressing high. He does it all. He's at such a great level these days. It's a joy to see versus like a player who struggled in Paris sometime. And then in defense, Nuno Mendes, okay, not so much, nothing really like noteworthy. Couple of like good things and like, but like pretty normal for him. Pacho, as always, great. Marquinhos, as always, great. Like the two of them were very much in control and didn't really have to push themselves too much. Hakimi, I don't know if you guys saw like that little image that been going around on Twitter on Hakimi season, which like honestly makes me laugh. It's so impressive. The guy is at like 65 plus game played in the last year. He like didn't take a break and he's like consistently like in the like I would say like consistently in the top 3 performers on this team. So yeah, it's like what a player, what an amazing player. And he scores his goal today. He like runs back and forth. He starts the game very high, but like also helps in defense. Yeah, he scores as well. He's everywhere. What a player. And then Donnarumma, like solid game, really nothing to note. So yeah, So I think in the end, like, you know, we're getting through, we're going into quarterfinal, we're going to be playing against Bayern Munich in a game which is definitely going to be a tougher challenge for us. I think for me, like, I would say in a way that's probably like job done for us in this Club World Cup, in the sense that now we got to a stage of ultimately, like, if we get beat against Bayern Munich, like, no one can say, like, you know, we didn't take it seriously. No one can say, like, we didn't do our best. No one can say, like, we weren't good enough. It feels interesting that the team really got back to the levels that they had against Atletico Madrid, of really like total dominance and really like strong physical elements to the game, which they had kind of lost against Botafogo, and then like Seattle was a win, but it wasn't like it was like a domineering win. We weren't in trouble, but it wasn't as like dominating as we were, and like just soul crushing for Inter Miami, I guess, in a way. Um, so yeah, so Bayern Munich next. I think the game is next Friday night, I want to say. I'll have to check on that. In any case, like, we'll have time to talk about this. We'll do a full preview, obviously, and yeah, we'll have time to ramp up for it. But yeah, job done for Paris. Well done to the team. One more round, one more win. What a team, what a year. Let's go all the way. All right, that was it for me. Let me know what you thought of the game. Please leave a like if you enjoyed this video. Please subscribe to the channel. I'm putting out the PSG videos daily. So yeah, definitely like follow if you like what I have to say. There will be more coming. Hit the bell as well to be notified. And yeah, don't forget, ici c'est Paris!